What's up, guys? I'm Joe from The Spiteful Show, and this will be our first episode, our first video on my channel. We have a whole range of things to talk about today, but the first being first world problems. These need to be discussed. Nobody takes them seriously anymore. I mean, there are third world problems, but our first world problems are made fun of all the time. There are organizations and foundations trying to solve third world problems, but I don't find any trying to solve our problems, the first world problems. That's what we'll discuss, first of all. Second of all, we have the issue of the children of illegal immigrants that are being taken forcefully at the border between Mexico and the United States. But before that, we'll be discussing civility in politics today. So my friend talked to me last night. She texted me and she said, could you keep me company? I'm feeling sad. And the first thing that popped into my mind was, oh, you're sad? Germany just got kicked out at the group stage. And you think you're sad? I went to make some spaghetti and I only found those thick, like tapeworm spaghettis that take forever to cook and then they taste like burnt rubber. And you think you're sad? Hashtag first world problems. So, our first issue today is, and I admit I'm late for this, but this needs to be discussed. The United States, the home of the brave and the land of the free, is imprisoning children, the sons and daughters of illegal immigrants crossing over the Rio Grande into the United States. As far as we know, and as far as the whole world knows, from what we've seen through leaked images and video clips of the children, they're being kept in cages in an abandoned Walmart in Texas. There are about 1,600 of them so far. Some of them are as young as 8 months, and most of them are under 5 years old. The reason behind this is to deter other illegal immigrants from entering the United States through the Rio Grande by crossing the border, because the Trump wall isn't up yet. And I don't blame the United States in any way, shape, or form. I know the United States is a country that respects individual freedoms and that welcomes immigrants from all over the world. But I do blame the Trump administration, and that brings us to Sarah Huckabee Sanders, the White House press secretary, was kicked out of a place called the Red Hen in Virginia. The owner of the place told her politely that she has to leave the restaurant and she was making the staff uncomfortable because she works for and I quote, an inhumane and unethical administration, and that couldn't be more truthful. And then a debate broke out. The public was divided on this. Some thought that it was completely rightful. The owner had every right to do so. And some people thought that if we started doing this, kicking out everyone who doesn't agree with us, then we'll never learn to agree to disagree. The Democrats wouldn't be able to go to Republican places, restaurants, shops, etc. And the Republicans wouldn't be able to go to Democratic places, places owned by Democratic owners. My opinion on this is the Republicans have been playing this states' rights and owners' rights cards since Reagan, since the 80s, if not before. Bakers have been refusing to bake cakes, wedding cakes, for gay couples since gay marriage became legal in the United States. And Republicans defend that. Republicans would tell you it's the owner's right to do so. It's the state's right to do so. Nobody in the Republican Party would ever question the right of an owner to kick someone out or who doesn't agree with them. Well, it's about time the Democrats play those cards. But people are asking, what happened to civility? I've heard that multiple times over the last few days. What happened to civility in politics? Didn't you hear? Civility got grabbed by the pussy. its nation was called shithole. Its children were taken away from it at the border, and it was tortured to death in a Joar Paya's prison. That's what happened to Civility. Going back to the most important topic, the topic of children being taken. Trump did sign an executive order to stop this whole mess, but there is no branch of government and no agency in the United States that could get those children, all of them, back to their parents, because most of these children were taken away without any information, without taking the information from the parents that would allow the agency to know which child belongs to which parent. And this act was committed by multiple agencies, so no one agency knows all the information about all the children, which makes it completely impossible to get the children back to their families. If we will ever let our emotions guide us, this is the day. This is the time to let our emotions guide us, and this is the time to act with our hearts, not our brains. This is not the time to be political, and this is not the time to try to impress the right-wing base with Nazi-like behavior. This is the time to be reasonable, and this is definitely not the time for stubbornness. This is no longer a matter of a Republican or a Democrat or left or right. This is a matter of whether you're a human or not, if this administration is ethical or not, if it's humane or not. And so far, the way things are going, I would say it's definitely not any of these things. This has been my first video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.